All right, so Denver International Airport. Buckle up, everybody, because we're diving headfirst into this thing. And based on what I've seen, you're going to love it.
Yeah, it's a fascinating one for sure. I mean, how often does an airport become like this cultural phenomenon? And all because of its secrets or, supposed secrets.
Right. Like, what's the deal with this airport? So 95, right? That's when this massive airport finally opens. But getting it built, oh boy, talk about a bumpy ride.
Oh, yeah.
Construction delays out the wazoo. Billions. And I mean billions. Over budget. Sounds like the plot of a movie, right?
Well, it kind of does make you wonder, huh? I mean, when something goes that far off track, people are going to start asking questions.
Yeah.
And they're going to want answers that go beyond the official story.
And boy, did they ever come up with some theories. But okay, let's start with something everyone can see. The actual airport layout. Seen an aerial view of those runways. Some people look at them and see, well, a swastika. And I'm not going to lie, that's a little eyebrow raising.
Yeah, not the best look.
No.
Not at all. The designers, of course, they had some explanation about optimizing for wind flow, but I don't know, the swastika, that's some heavy historical baggage. People are going to react, regardless of what the designers intended.
It's like our brains are hardwired to find patterns, even if they're not really there.
Absolutely.
Speaking of patterns, let's talk about this dedication plaque at DIA. Not exactly your typical airport decor. This thing's got a Masonic symbol on it right there for everyone to see. And then it mentions something called the New World Airport Commission.
Yep.
Only problem is nobody's ever heard of it. There's zero record of this commission existing.
Yeah, and that's where things get really interesting. See, that phrase, New World, that's like a dog whistle to certain folks. Immediately makes them think of the New World Order, this shadowy group pulling the strings, controlling everything. So for people who already distrust authority, that plaque, that's not just a plaque, it's a clue, a sign that something bigger is going on.
Okay, but it's not just symbols and whispers, right? Let's talk about these underground bunkers.
Oh, yeah.
Because supposedly under DIA, there are these massive bunkers. I know, the airport says, oh, those are just for luggage and stuff. But some people are saying, hold on, these tunnels are way too big for just suitcases.
Yeah.
It'd be like finding a hidden room in your house, but instead of old photo albums, it's full of, well, who knows what.
Right.
Kind of makes you wonder what they're not telling us, doesn't it?
It really does tap into this very primal fear of the unknown. I mean, DIA admits the tunnels are there, but the sheer scale of the thing, and remember all those early delays and cost overruns, yeah, it kind of leaves a lot of room for people to fill in the blanks themselves. And that's how these theories get going, right? You got your facts, and you got, well, what we make of them.
And speaking of what we make of them, let's talk about the art at DIA. And I'm not talking about those little shops selling those cheesy snow globes. I mean the actual art.
Yeah.
The stuff that makes you stop and think, wait, why am I about to get on a plane right now?
Yeah, it's definitely not your typical airport decor.
It's like they said, forget calming water features. Let's go full on end of the world. I mean, have you seen Blucifer in person?
I've seen pictures.
No, not pictures, because pictures don't do it justice.
Yeah.
We're talking 32 feet tall, this demonic looking blue Mustang. And oh yeah, did I mention the glowing red eyes? That's an image that sticks with you.
I can't imagine.
It's like it's about to charge right through the terminal.
Yeah, that's gotta make a statement.
A statement like, turn back now while you still can. But okay, even if you ignore the whole doom and gloom vibe, there's the backstory. So the artist, Luis Jimenez, he actually died while he's making Blucifer. Part of the sculpture fell and, well, yeah, it's like something straight out of a horror movie.
Wow, that's awful. And it kind of feeds into that whole narrative that there's something, cursed about the airport, or at least the art.
Right. Adds a whole other layer of weirdness to it. And it's not just Blucifer either. They got these giant murals inside DIA. We're talking scenes of war, like total environmental collapse. There's one with a soldier wearing a gas mask, holding a sword over a bunch of doves. Intense is an understatement.
Yeah, I've heard about those. I mean, the artist, Leo Tanguma, he intended those murals to be about peace. Like, even with all the destruction, humanity can still find a way forward.
Okay, but still.
But you're right. The imagery is, well, pretty out there, especially with all the other DIA stuff going on.
I'm all for art being open to interpretation, but I'm not sure I want to see a gas mask-wearing soldier right before I get on a plane. Kind of makes you wonder if the artist knew something we didn't.
Or if whoever's behind all this, maybe they chose that artist on purpose, right? I mean, the art could be a message of hope to some, but a warning to others.
Speaking of warnings, let's talk about the New World Order theory. Because that's where all these weird, seemingly random things at DIA kind of come together.
Right, the New World Order, or NWO for short. It's basically this idea that there's this super secret group controlling everything. Governments, the media, maybe even our thoughts. Been around for ages. And for people who believe it, DIA isn't just an airport. It's like a symbol of their power.
It's like if you believe that stuff, then all of a sudden the runways, the plaque, the art, those bunkers, it all starts to make a terrifying kind of sense, doesn't it?
It's the perfect recipe for a conspiracy, right? You've got the mystery, you've got the symbolism, and it all started with this huge project that was, well, kind of shady from the beginning.
And we can't forget about the aliens, right? Because DIA's got those theories too.
Oh yeah, gotta have the alien theories.
So some people, they look at those bunkers and they don't see a secret society hideout.
Yeah.
They see like an alien base.
Right, or a UFO landing strip.
It's like that scene in Close Encounters, but instead of Devil's Tower, it's just a baggage carousel.
Right.
And part of me, I gotta admit, even though I'm like a total skeptic, part of me kind of likes the idea of aliens chilling at DIA between flights. But I mean, let's be real. There's not a lot of actual evidence for that. It's more like we've got all these fears, right? All these questions, and projecting them onto something like aliens, it's almost comforting.
Yeah, it's that classic conspiracy theory thing, right? We like patterns. We like to think someone's in control, even if it's aliens. And when you think about how big the universe is, it's almost weirder to think we are alone.
Totally. But here's the thing I find interesting about DIA.
Yeah.
They know about all this, right? And they seem totally cool with it.
Oh, yeah. They've completely leaned into it.
Right. It's like they're in on the joke. Remember that museum exhibit they had about the conspiracies?
It's brilliant marketing, actually.
It really is. Like, on the one hand, they're saying, yeah, we hear ya. But by kind of poking fun at it, it's almost like they disarm the conspiracies. It's hard to take them seriously when the airport's winking at you going, who knows what we're hiding down there?
Yeah. Exactly. They're controlling the narrative. And hey, it's good for tourism. I mean, who wouldn't want to visit the maybe alien base airport?
So where does that leave us? I mean, we've gone through all these theories, the symbols, the art, those creepy bunkers. What are we supposed to believe about DIA?
I think that's the beauty of it, isn't it? It's not about right answers. It's about the questions themselves.
Right.
It's about the power of symbols, the stories we tell ourselves.
It reminds you that sometimes the most interesting things, they're right there in front of you. You just got to look for them.
Yeah, and even if none of it's true, the fact that we believe it says something about us, you know? Like, we need a little mystery in our lives.
So next time you're at DIA, take a look around. Maybe it's all one big elaborate illusion. Or maybe, just maybe, there's something more going on. And hey, if you find a secret passage that leads to a bunch of aliens,
don't forget to get a picture.
This has been The Deep Dive. We'll see you next time.